Morgan Freeman gives it a new one. Spoiler alert, that's what happened. It's not about the ending, it's about the journey. It's not really spoiling anything. There's a scene in the movie where people start finding out about this tailless dolphin, and they come from miles around to see this tailless dolphin at this aquarium. There's one character in particular that goes to see this dolphin. It's a little black girl. And this little black girl is in a wheelchair because she's missing a leg. And she sees this dolphin, this tailless dolphin, swimming around in this aquarium, and she looks at it and she says, "Mommy, that dolphin is just like me." And I'm looking at this movie with tears in my eyes. And I say to the TV, I say, "No, that dolphin is not like you, because that dolphin's gonna get help." And it just broke my heart. Like, it hurt me so bad. Like, I know this movie is not called Black Girl Leg, but Morgan Freeman could have helped her out. He could have helped. He could have did something. I love going to the movies. Movies are my favorite pastime, but lately it's just been getting too ridiculous. It's more of a chore. A movie ticket should not cost more than your copay when you go to the doctor. Right, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And then people talk during the movie. I don't like when people talk in the theater. They say black people talk in the movies. We do, but I mean, like, nobody says anything about white people. You guys will talk before the movie and ruin everything because you guys talk about heavy shit before the movie. One time, I went to go see Iron Man 3. I'm sitting behind these two white women. Their kids go to get snacks. One of them says to the other, she says, "Oh, you know, I ran into Meredith the other day at Panera Bread, and I didn't want to talk to her because she didn't come to book club, and it was her turn to bring the dessert. And I said, you know what? Elaine, get over yourself. You're in therapy. Just go talk to her." So I did. And I went over to her and I said, "Hey, what's going on?" And she said, "Their family dog died." Yeah, Buster. He had a brain tumor and they had to put him to sleep. And they've been trying to explain to their son, Caleb. They've been trying to explain to him that this dog is dead. And you see, Caleb's 7 and he's autistic. So I don't ever think he's gonna understand that this dog is dead. How the fuck am I supposed to watch Iron Man 3? When I'm thinking about this special needs kid and his dead dog. The best friend that this kid is ever gonna have is dead, and I'm supposed to just act like I didn't hear that shit? Robert Downey Jr. flying around in some CGI costume, that shit is fake. Caleb is real. And I wanna know about him. I'm Chris Lambert, thanks everybody. Thank you.
Stay tuned for more laughs on Access TV, live from the Gotham Comedy Club in New York City. Robert Dean is taking the stage when we return.
This is fun, huh? This is fun. And you think about it, you don't even have to take a shower afterwards. This is real fun. Our next guest, you probably saw most recently on News Channel 12. I'm sure there's a story behind that. Please welcome Robert Dean.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Hello, Gotham Comedy Club. Hello, stoned teenagers who lost the remote. It's good to be here. It's a little weird being on TV right now because I am pretty self-conscious right now about how I look. Because the other day, I made the mistake of trying to create myself in a video game. It's a mistake. Because according to this video game, my hairstyle can only be described as female politician. Yeah, you see? Which is insulting to me because I also cut my own hair, if you couldn't imagine. Sir, do you also? Sorry, that was mean. I cut my own hair for one reason, and that reason is I don't like small talking with the barber. So I decided to cut that out of my life. Because to me, there is nothing worse than small talking about the weather while making eye contact with yourself in the mirror. I hate it. I hate sitting there still just being like, yes, it was very warm out today. Before we know it, winter will be back. I don't like that. Don't get me wrong, though, I do like small talking about the weather, so much so I would never get a job at the Weather Channel, because I have no idea how you'd small talk with your coworkers at the Weather Channel. I imagine you get on the elevator with some guy, you're like, hey, nice day out. He'd be like, leave it in the office! As you can probably tell at this point in my set, I am a man who owns a bathrobe. You all were thinking that, yeah. I didn't buy it. I stole the bathrobe from a hotel I was staying at, and then that hotel immediately charged me $150 for the missing bathrobe. So now a used hotel bathrobe is the most expensive item of clothing I own. And every day I have to look at it and go, is today the day? Today the day I wear it outside? And let the whole world know I'm the bathrobe guy? I'm not ready to be the bathrobe guy. I don't do enough drugs to be the bathrobe guy. I am trying, don't get me wrong. This is true. Last month I just did acid for the first time, and boy are my arms. Everyone here is on acid, apparently. I have to finish that joke. Last month, I just did acid for the first time, and boy, are my arms still snakes. See, it doesn't. I'll take it. That is my acid joke I wrote on acid. I wanted to get it out. It's important to me. Last month, I went to my very first Jewish wedding. I was the guy in a suit and a bathrobe. Have you all been to Jewish weddings? Yeah? Yeah. I decided during the reception that I am going to convert to Judaism. Because I want a chair ride. Why is that fair? That only Jewish people getting married get hoisted up in a chair and bounced around. I want that. But as a non-Jewish single man, the only chance I'll ever get lifted up in a chair is if I strap myself to a chair and refuse to leave this IKEA. Security comes, carries me out. I start singing, Hava, IKEA, Hava. I don't think I'm gonna get married. I'm very happily single right now. Here's the trick. Yeah, give it up. That's right, what I just said 5 seconds ago. I'm very happily single, I'll tell you, because to me, the trick is taking yourself out on dates. Here's something I've learned recently. When you're the only person sitting at a Benihana hibachi table, the chef still puts on the entire show. Then he expects you to catch all the shrimp in your mouth. Which reminded me, when I was 11 years old, I once went to hibachi with my 80-year-old grandmother. And for some reason, that hibachi chef still thought that she could catch shrimp in her mouth. And after 6 pieces of hot, oily shrimp hitting my grandmother, I had to say something. I'm 11, and I yell out, "Hey! Stop throwing shrimp at my grandmother!" Which I was convinced would have been the best thing I've ever heard yelled out at a Japanese restaurant. But I was wrong, because when I was having hibachi alone, this is true, there was a couple behind me having sushi for the first time. And I know that because the guy yelled out, "I've never had avocado before." Which, yes, is ridiculous. So I turn and look as he took his fork and plunged it into the wasabi. Then he ate an entire forkful of wasabi. At which point he yelled out, "Wow, avocado's spicy!" Only way I can imagine that being better if he went, "Wow, avocado tastes like wasabi." Somehow knew. I wanted to follow this guy around for the rest of his life, just to see his next avocado experience. I spend a lot of time at carnivals. Any carnival I see, I go to that carnival. This summer, I was at a carnival, and there was an Italian food cart, and I was going to get Zeppelis, but I couldn't, because on the food cart, I'm not making this up, there's a handwritten piece of loose-leaf paper that simply read, "We don't have Zeppelis. The Zeppeli guy died." And I was looking at that sign. I was like, that sign could just say, "We don't have Zeppelis." Or like, "Help wanted, Zeppeli guy." Or like, "It's with a heavy heart we have to announce our beloved Zeppeli chef recently passed away. Our only regret is never learning his name. Rest in peace, the Zeppeli guy." But ever since I saw it, I've been so afraid of my own legacy. Like, what if I die and comedy clubs around America just put handwritten pieces of loose-leaf papers on their door that simply read, "We don't have that Zeppeli guy joke. The Zeppeli guy joke guy died." I gotta get out of here. I want to tell you about, I think I'm pretty funny on stage, but I think I'm the funniest after sex. Anyone else? Anyone else think they're hilarious at cuddling? No? I am. I know this because recently I had sex with a girl, and let's just say I apologized immediately. And then we're lying there not saying anything. She gets up and starts getting redressed. And she goes, "Where are my socks?" And without hesitation, I went, "I knocked them off you." Right? I was so proud I came again.